look, as taxpayers who are paying for all of this, especially taxpayers who have no interest and who have consistently expressed opposition to the expansion of NATO and have made it clear that it's not something they consider to be a priority. And of course, what it's told is, well, you just don't know what's good for you, as if you knew how awful the Soviets were. I mean, never mind the fact the Soviets are gone. I'm still hearing today that basically the Soviet Union never really went away, and that Putin just wants to restore the Soviet Union, and that the United States should revive the Cold War and start everything all over again. I could point out to you 10 different ways that Russia is a mere shadow of the Soviet Union, not just in geographic size and the size of its economy, but in a variety of ways. It's declining power. It's not in any way comparable to the Soviet Union. So that's just a silly argument. And again, Rothbard would have said the U.S. shouldn't have participated in Cold War I, yet alone Cold War II. And I happen to agree with him on that. And so the fact that the U.S. Is fortunate in its geographic location, that's just a fact of life. And it's not an argument in favor of having taxpayers spend immense amounts of money to help Europeans, who, by the way, are very wealthy and could afford their own military defense. It's just they either don't have the political will, or they don't care, or they're just very comfortable letting someone else pay for it.
Well, and that's one of the interesting things too, is that, in part as a byproduct of their of America footing the bill for NATO and giving them that sense of security, that has resulted in, again, these decreases in their own defense spending. It is not as if these countries have been using that as a means of being frugal amongst their own government spending, and therefore, benefiting the public. Instead, what we've seen is massively doubling down on social spending programs, particularly some of these lavish welfare programs that the left sort of idolizes within Europe. Where we've now created this dynamic where, if in this post, Ukraine conflict global order, if some of these European countries now feel greater threat from this, Russian menace, and want to now increase their own holdings, so they're not dependent upon an America they might see as being less interested in protecting Europe than it was 3 decades ago, 4 decades ago, then they're already overspend. They're already a saturated, debt-heavy country in their own right, a group of nations in their own right, and so it's another dynamic. And again, this is another thing that Daniel Lacaille has pointed out in a variety of ways, is that they have been able to kind of freeload off of our investment and then still continue to squander the opportunities that freeloading would have otherwise provided them, which again just creates a number of different issues that Europe's going to have to wrestle with going forward.